Hey, what's going on? Luke here, and for today's video, we're going to be talking about Reed Mahoney. Now, I'm going to try and one-take this. I just wanted to give my quick thoughts, my immediate thoughts on seeing that Reed Mahoney has signed with the Bulldogs on a 4-year deal. Actually, before we get into the video, I just need to quickly mention the sponsor of this video, Manscaped. Ho, 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 gentlemen. The holidays have come early this year, as Manscaped have a gift that keeps on trimming. Santa's beard isn't so appealing when it's coming out of your trousers, and that's why Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming, have you covered this holiday season. It's time to kill two birds with one stone. Get a gift for yourself and your significant other. You get what I mean, right? Like, surely, like down there, that's a gift for us, cleans it all up, and then, the gift for them because they don't have to deal with that. Gift for both of us, you know what I mean? But seriously, go get yourself the Performance Package 4.0, which includes the famous Lawnmower 4.0, which has a skin-safe technology to protect your nuts and is also waterproof so you can use it in the shower. So long story short, your balls are as safe as Nathan Cleary's contract at the Panthers. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Crop Preserver and the Crop Reviver in it as well. And you're probably thinking, what the hell is that? Well, basically, it's an anti-chafing deodorant, moisturizer, and toner. So earlier when I was talking about it being a gift for your partner, it's kind of what I meant. The hygiene bundle also comes with some anti-chafe boxes as well. So you've got the whole deal down there. No chase will be happening. Also included in this package is the Weed Whacker, which is an ear and nose trimmer because nobody really wants nose hairs. I've never seen anyone who said, oh, I don't really mind it. Everybody hates them. So all of that in itself is quite impressive. But if you want to impress everyone a little bit more, you can go ahead and pick up the signature scent of Manscaped and also me while I'm at it. It's a signature scent of me and Manscaped. And by signature scent, I mean their cologne. Now, everything that I've been talking about, all of this, it's all available in Australia, New Zealand, England, you name it, it's there. It's basically everywhere, and that's why there's 4 million men who trust Manscaped to keep their trees trimmed and their ornaments polished. See, it's Christmas time. We've got to mention some Christmas things. Now, normally I go ahead and talk about my code, which is Mr. Luke if you want to use it. It gives you 20% off and free shipping worldwide. But at the moment, Manscaped is running a Black Friday sale, and if this ad hasn't convinced you so far to pick up some products, maybe Hannah Palmer can. Go ahead and listen to Hannah because she's a lot better to look at and a lot better to listen to than me.
This holiday season, take 25% off during Manscaped's Black Friday sale. From grooming gifts that will make him smell incredible to skin-safe trimmers that will have him feeling smooth, you can find the perfect gift for any man on your holiday shopping list. So what are you waiting for? Make sure Manscaped is under your tree and your stockings are stuffed full of great gifts. Go to manscaped.com today and save 25% off site-wide plus free shipping.
Now, for the last week, everybody's been asking me about what are my thoughts on Kikau, and I was thinking, it's a risky signing. They've paid big money for a second rower who can be hot and cold. Reed Mahoney, on the other hand, I feel like they haven't paid overs for him, and they've also got a really, really good player. Since Michael Ennis, even in the back end of Michael Ennis' career at the Bulldogs, hooker has been a problem position for the Bulldogs. We've had Michael Leacher there. We had Damien Cook at the club. They chose Leacher over him, which is just ridiculous, especially now considering Leacher doesn't even play NRL, doesn't even play any league apart from, maybe local league or something. But the fact that Michael Leacher got chosen over Damien Cook, it really, really stings. But also in the wings was Reed Mahoney. Apparently he was coming through the ranks. Not apparently, I know for sure he was coming through the ranks at the Bulldogs, and he found himself going to the Eels to get an opportunity. He got the opportunity, and immediately he looked like a star. Maybe a star's a little bit too strong, but he looked very, very solid. He looked like the future of the Parramatta Eels. Now, the Eels themselves seem to be in some sort of, I'm going to say, a salary cap sort of problem. There's a lot of talk at the moment about how the Bulldogs are in a salary cap problem and, how can they sign all these big name players? But you got to remember, we literally had no big name players. So we're just sort of catching up to the rest of the field, catching up to the rest of the NRL who've got all these stars. And yes, you might have to pay overs for some of them we might not. So I think Reed Mahoney, a 4-year deal. I know there'd been talks about $600,000 from the Parramatta Eels, and a lot of people are saying, Bulldogs would have had to have paid more than the Eels. And to that I say, maybe yes, maybe no. We don't necessarily know that. Who's to say that Reed Mahoney was a bit sick of the Eels, didn't want to deal with them, could see the writing on the wall that they were going to be losing players. Obviously, they just lost Papali'i. You would think that they would have had more money to throw at Reed Mahoney, but they kind of lowballed him from the start, so maybe he just got rubbed the wrong way. Bulldogs, obviously he's been at the club before, and maybe he has a relationship with some of the players, maybe he doesn't, but the Bulldogs have signed him, that's all that matters. So for me, this solves a lot of the Bulldogs' issues. Going into 2022, all the talk was, yes, they've made all these signings, they've signed all these second rowers and props and all these backs, but they haven't got a hooker. And, there's sort of question marks over the halves despite Matt Burton going there. But Matt Duffy's there. We know he can do a solid job. Obviously, he was only a 1-year deal, and I wouldn't imagine he would have broke the bank. So he might have to reassess then. But you got Averillo, you got Burton as your halfback and 5'8". Even Flanagan there at a stretch, but I feel like Flanagan's time at the club's done. And then now, it's not going to be Jeremy Marshall-King going forward. It's going to be Reed Mahoney, as long as he actually officially signs. There's I haven't seen anything to say that it's officially done, but they're kind of reporting it as officially done. So I knew I had to do a video on it. There's going to be so many people asking me, even now with the Kikau stuff. It's been like quite a while since it's happened, and I still got questions about what are my thoughts on Kikau. So I figured I better do a video talking about Mahoney. Otherwise, that's all I'm going to get asked for a long, long time. So honestly, I am over the moon. Parramatta should be absolutely fuming. You had a guy who did come through the ranks. I know I said he started at the Bulldogs, but he'd come through the ranks. He debuted at Parramatta. He was someone who they could have built their club around. He was on the cusp of making his Origin debut last year for Queensland. Probably should have, and in hindsight, it was a bad move by the Queensland team to, first off, not play him, and then secondly, to let him go back and play for Parramatta and end up injured. Now, my only little question mark I have over Reed Mahoney is, like I just mentioned just then, he did get an injury around Origin time, and then he tried to come back, I'm pretty sure, and he ended up missing the whole season. So, look, we saw the Eels were pretty decent without Reed Mahoney as well. So, as much as I want to sit here and say, the Eels, they're in trouble, but they also did look half decent, and they still looked a chance of taking out the comp, even without him in the side. But there's going to be question marks over whether they could have been even better with him in the side, because he was on fire to start the season last year. Definitely was the form hooker of the comp. Obviously, Brandon Smith ended up going on with it, but for a long time, Reed Mahoney was right up there. So the fact that the Bulldogs have got him, what I would consider unders. I would consider that unders, especially after we just signed Kikau for who knows what, maybe 800,000 or so. When you take that into account, and then you look at Reed Mahoney, and you look at how shit our hookers have been for years and years and years. No offense, Jeremy Marshall-King. No offense, Leacher. But they have not had any quality in that number 9 since Michael Ennis. And the fact that we've got someone who was just about to make his Origin debut for Queensland, and also is going to still be in the mix this year, might even find himself on the bench. I'm not sure exactly what they'll do, but you think Reed Mahoney is going to get talked about as long as he's fit for Origin. So, oh man, I am so happy. Like I keep saying, as a Bulldog supporter, we've sat there and we've watched some absolute nufties come in that 9. And the fact that like Damien Cook has gone on to be the Australian hooker, and we all knew that he was better than Leacher. We didn't know he was going to be that good, but we all knew he was better than Leacher. And yet Desi kept persisting with Leacher. Now, there's sort of some talk, like I said, about the salary cap for the Bulldogs. Now, there's a lot of talk about Nick Kotrick getting moved to the Raiders, potentially going back to the Raiders. I know there was a little bit of talk about the Eels, but it looks like he's going to be going back to the Raiders after 1 year. And as much as I like Kotrick and I'd love him to stay, if signing guys like Kikau and Reed Mahoney and that, if we have to get rid of a guy like Kotrick, I'm okay with that. We've already got our star winger. We got Addo-Carr. It's a shame Kotrick has come over and he had to in that shit side, and he couldn't end up going and playing with the absolute gun side. But if that's just how it is, well, that's just how it is. He was an Origin player. He's not an Origin player now. So maybe going back to the Raiders, it works for the Raiders, it works for him, it works for us, as long as we're not paying bulk of the contract. Otherwise, you may as well just keep him. But guys, leave in the chat below. What are your thoughts on this signing? I'm stoked with this one. I'm so happy. This is probably the happiest I've been with a signing since Matt Burton and Addo-Carr. Now, the Bulldogs have made a lot of signings, but it's always been guys like Paul Vaughan, who got sacked. Matt Duffy was getting moved on by the Dragons. Even you guys like Naden and like some of the other guys, they're okay players, but they're not these absolute superstars. Pengai Jr. is a superstar. I'm happy about that. Kikau is on big money. I'm a bit iffy on that one, but this is the signing. This is the signing that we needed. You can make all the signings in the world as in the forwards, but if you haven't got a hooker who's giving you good service, it means absolutely nothing. So the fact that Reed Mahoney is going to be there, giving them good service, and he is quite young as well, so he's going to be there for a long time, as to why they signed him for 4 years. So yeah, like I said, I am super happy. I'm expecting Bulldog supporters in the comments section to be absolutely thrilled with this one. Parramatta fans, I can expect them to be fuming with this one pretty much. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on Reed Mahoney signing with the Bulldogs? Do you think it's going to happen? I mean, it's not official, so do you think it's going to happen? And if it does happen, what are your thoughts on it? Anyways, that's where I'm going to wrap up this video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you go ahead and leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also, make sure to use the notification bell. Don't rely on the sub boxes. Don't rely on suggested videos. Use the notification bell and never miss any of my videos. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and give me a follow on social media. It's on the screen right now. It's Mr. Luke on YT for the most part. My Facebook's Mr. Luke, but everything else, including Snapchat, including TikTok, is Mr. Luke on YT. Go ahead and give me a follow. Also, go ahead and cop some of the merch. There is the design on the screen right now. As you can see, I am running a sale at the moment. So now would be a great time to get it in time for Christmas. So go ahead and pick up some of the merch. It really supports the channel. It really supports me. Also, speaking of supporting people, once again, I need to mention the sponsor of the video, Manscape. Thank you for coming on board. Like I said earlier, I have my code and it's always going to be there. It's Mr. Luke. It's 20% off, free shipping worldwide. But right now, they do have a Black Friday sale, which I suggest you go ahead and use that one. 25% off. Go ahead and grab a Manscaped product just in time for Christmas. They've got their Performance Package 4.0, got the Lawnmower 4.0. They've got fragrances now. They've got a lot of good stuff on that site. So go ahead, pick up the product while they've got this big sale on. Your balls will thank you, and I guess the rest of your body will, because now they're doing sort of everywhere. Nah, you know what I meant with that one. Anyways, that's where I'm going to wrap up this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you stay tuned for more content on the channel, and I'll see you some next one. See yous.